The story of Liverpool's amazing double-winning season in Kenny Dalglish's first campaign as player-manager begins in earnest on a Saturday in September. After an uncertain performance at Oxford, Dalglish makes changes. Out go long-serving defenders Phil Neal and Alan Kennedy. And more significantly, Dalglish takes a tactical gamble by playing Mark Lawrenson as a sweeper and using Jan Molby in a defensive role. The opposition on this day, reigning champions Everton at their own Goodison Park. The shake-up works superbly. Within 20 seconds, Dalglish himself shoots Liverpool ahead. And that is only the start of the drama.
Forward to Rush inside the centre circle, but Bracewell intercepts for Everton. And then a mistake by Stevens. And it's now with Ronnie Whelan, and Rush scores a second goal for Liverpool. 16 minutes gone, and a dreadful mess amongst the Everton defence. The blame in the end lay with Gary Stevens, the right fullback, but Bracewell certainly didn't help. Stevens gave the ball away, Whelan fed Rush, and Rush, dashing beyond Southall, couldn't miss. 16 minutes gone, it's Everton 0, Liverpool 2.
Beglin into the penalty area, Dalglish trying to turn. McMahon! Great goal by Steve McMahon! From the edge of the penalty area. And what an irony that Steve McMahon, who played in at least half a dozen Merseyside derbies and was never a winner with Everton, goes across the park to Liverpool, and surely, even only after 42 minutes of this first half, has won this 133rd derby for Kenny Dalglish's team, because the score here now at Goodison Park is Everton 0, Liverpool 3.
Harper once more inside the centre circle, forward to Stephen, back to Harper, and Harper plays it left-footed towards the Liverpool penalty area. Headed clear by Lawrenson, but McMahon takes it back into trouble. It's now with Bracewell, tries the shot, falls for shot, and he scored! And Steve McMahon, who put Liverpool 3-0 up just before half-time, has helped bring the score back to 3-1. It was his mistake that let Everton back in. The ball rounded sharp, and he crashed it left foot under the crossbar and behind Grobbelaar. 7 minutes gone in the second half. It's Everton 1, Liverpool 3.
Now Gary Stevens to Paul Bracewell, two England men together. Bracewell 5 yards from the penalty area to Sheedy through to Heath, and it's there from Gary Lineker. And Gary Lineker almost fell over the ball, really. 2 yards from goal. It was Heath's strike. Grobbelaar went down for it. And Gary Lineker from 2 yards out scores another goal for Everton, his 8th of the season. And this time it's Gary Lineker on the floor, not in the air. He's had so many goals in the air. But what it has done is set us up for an absolutely tumultuous climax here, because with 6 minutes to go, it's Everton 2, Liverpool 3.
And that wasn't enough time for Everton to spoil the Reds' party. In succession to Phil Neal, Liverpool have a new captain, Alan Hansen.
It's fantastic. I mean, I was captain when Phil didn't play against Southampton and then Everton, but when he came back he was captain, and obviously I thought as long as he was playing he would be captain, but he's looking to go elsewhere, and the manager gave me the job, and obviously I'm highly delighted.
And what about the leadership aspect? How does that appeal to you?
Well, obviously it's more responsibility, but like I've been saying, if you had said a couple of years ago, or 3 or 4 years ago, about being captain, I would have laughed. But as I'm getting older, I feel I've got more responsibility on the pitch, and I think I'm going to enjoy it.
Do you think that you've maybe changed as a person and as a player over the last 2 or 3 years?
I wouldn't say I've changed as a person. I've maybe changed a bit as a player, and as the fact that I'm playing better. And I had a bad spell, 3 or 4 months when we won the league in the Cassette. I don't remember what season it was. And then they bought Gary Gillespie, and since then it's all been uphill for me. And I must admit, Graham Souness said to me about 4 or 5 years ago, the older you get, every game's a bonus, and I laughed at him at the time, but it's true. I'm 30 now, I mean, I don't know how long I've got. Maybe the way I played 10 years, but I don't know. But like I say, every game's a bonus, and it's great still to be playing and to be captain. And I've never enjoyed playing football more than I have now.
Well, what about the role of the captain? I mean, is it just a question of being the man who flips the coin at the start of the game, or do you see there's more to it than that?
Yeah, well, the thing is, you've got to give players encouragement, and when I first came into the side, there was plenty of players in the team that gave me encouragement, and I see that more as my role now, to encourage the younger players, and if we're behind or whatever, to encourage them on and try and get the team going. And we have got a young team at the minute. 2 or 3 years back, the average age was maybe 28, 29. Now I think it's gone down a bit, and obviously there's a bit of inexperience in the side, and it's up to the older players and the captain to encourage them on.
Liverpool become the first visiting team to score against Manchester United at Old Trafford. The 1-1 draw is only the second time United have failed to win a match all season, and they lead the rest by 10 clear points. Liverpool, though, are up with the chasing pack, and in January they collect 3 points which turn out to be vital when West Ham visit Anfield.
Jan Molby about to take the spot kick for Liverpool, the foul by Martin. Here's Molby against Parks. Well, the roar from the Kop says it all, doesn't it? Liverpool a goal up, 12.5 minutes played in the second half. Alvin Martin adjudged to have fouled Paul Walsh. A good build-up from Liverpool down the right-hand side. A lot of argument from the West Ham defence. One, whether it was a penalty, and two, whether it was in the area or outside the area. Jan Molby waited patiently and has struck the goal and has put Liverpool a goal up. The arguments are still continuing. The referee and 4 of the West Ham players are over on the far side. And apart from going a goal down, it would be diabolical for West Ham if they lost a player. Now there's a booking for Alvin Martin, but that won't affect the score. Liverpool a goal up at Anfield. Walsh in chase. Walford's there too. Walford turns away from his goalkeeper, plays it inside to Devonshire, but that's let in Johnston. Johnston's gone in the box, only Parks the beat, squares it back. Here's Rush, the chance for his 100th goal, and there it is! 100 league goals for Ian Rush for Liverpool. 150 goals in his career with the Reds. Ian Rush signed for Liverpool in April 1980. His first goal on October the 10th, 1981, and his 100th on Saturday the 18th of January 1986. The Welsh wizard has done it again, and Liverpool are 2 up at Anfield. The goal made by Craig
before
Johnson.
the game that I've scored 99 goals, but you just keep going, and it's always nice to reach a milestone, but it's just another goal for me. Craig got the ball, robbed the ball off their defender, and I thought Craig was going to shoot it first, but he seen me, and he just drilled the ball back to me, and I controlled it. And I seen the defender on the line, so I just managed to stick her in the corner out of his
Walsh
reach.
and Russ combine again, and this time it's a through for Walsh. A simple chance, and that's past Parks. A simple build-up for Liverpool, 3-0. Walsh involved, Rush involved, Walk involved too. And it's Paul Walsh that scores his 17th goal of the season, and Liverpool are 3 up.
In February, Everton gain their revenge by winning at Anfield, but Liverpool's reaction is drastic. That turns out to be their last defeat of this memorable season. At Southampton, a test of character is passed with flying colours.
A free kick to Liverpool inside the Southampton half, taken quickly to Lee. Lee plays the ball nicely to Whelan on this side. Whelan quickly on to Craig Johnston. Johnston tackled by Mark Wright, who comes sliding in. Throw in taken already by Whelan, looking for Johnston on the byline. Johnston plays the ball high into the goal mouth. The heads go up. It comes to Rush. Can he get the shot in? Yes! And it's a goal to Ian Rush. And how the game is turned around. Johnston playing the ball in from the byline. It came to Ian Rush with assistance from John Walk, and Rush turned and played the ball to the left of Peter Shilton and into the back of the net. So there we are. Liverpool have scored 2 goals in 6 minutes here at the Dell, and they've gone from a goal down to 2-1 in front.
A week later, buoyed up still further by a splendid FA Cup replay win at Watford, Liverpool come home to face Oxford. It's one of the key days of the title chase. Everton, in first place, lose at Luton. At Anfield, Liverpool leave the fans spellbound. Oxford's defenders too.
Liverpool break early. Dalglish helps it on. Onside. Rush goes in, flicks it over, and that's a goal for Liverpool in the very first minute, made by Dalglish. And Rush makes it 24 goals so far this season. Within 60 seconds, and Liverpool are ahead. Challenging from Liverpool in midfield. Played forward, Dalglish battled, and Rush scored.
Liverpool take the free kick quickly to Mulby. Mulby spots Rush, tries to clip it through. Lawrenson picks it up as the ball bounces out again outside the area. Dalglish flicks it on again to Lawrenson. Lawrenson into the area, tries the shot, and that's in for the second goal for Liverpool. Dalglish really the master on that occasion, just holding play up and releasing the ball and the perfect time to Lawrenson, who ran forward from right back, and Liverpool are 2 up. That's Lawrenson's 5th goal in the season. Liverpool not playing well in this first half, but they lead by 2-0. Rush picks it up in the area, gets back on his right foot. A simple ball to Whelan. Whelan scores a simple goal. That was so easy. Rush picked it up on the left-hand side. Whelan was in support. Rush had all the room he wanted, played a simple right-footed pass to Whelan, and Whelan just side-footed it past Hardwick, and that was so easy for Liverpool. The Oxford defenders just dissolved away in front of them, and Liverpool have a 3-0 lead. So Mulby has the chance to make it 4-0 for Liverpool. Hardwick dives, but Mulby scores. Arrogantly looks at Hardwick and smiles at the cop, and the Dane has put Liverpool 4 up. A 1-2 between Mulby and Rush. Rush goes into the area, goes past Hardwick, and scores the 5th for Liverpool. So easy for Liverpool again. Mulby in midfield, threaded it through to Rush. Rush accepted the chance very easily, skipping past Hardwick and scoring Liverpool's 5th. And Mulby goes into the area, tries the shot, and there's the 6th goal. Once again, Liverpool break forward. Mulby free at the edge of the area, and the Dane has scored Liverpool's 6th.
And that 6th and final goal is important. It takes Liverpool to joint leadership with Everton, identical points and goal difference. Kenny Dalglish is happy enough so far.
The boys played very, very well, and it's only because of what they've done throughout the rest of the season that we're now in this position. There's 12 lads played today, but there's 3 or 4 other lads who are in the first team squad who have contributed to the success as much as anyone else, and it's only because of lads like that and the size of the squad and the quality of the squad that we've got in this position. And hopefully we're going to look forward to the end of the season and maybe have a little bit of reward for it.
Liverpool always say that the season seems to start at this stage when you get to these months, and you're really coming good at the right time. What's the difference, Kenny, at the moment?
Well, I think obviously you must play well at the start of the season to put yourself in this position, and throughout the season. I mean, obviously there's times in the season when you don't play as well as what you have done in other parts of the season, but it's how you are throughout the whole season. It counts. Every team has a bad spell, and obviously if you come through that and you still pick up a few points, you're being contested at the end of the season, and that's what we've done really. We know that the trophies are handed out around about now, but we've got to do a lot of hard work at the start of the season to get in a position to be in with a shout of trophies, and that's what we've done really. And hopefully we're not talking about winning anything apart from hopefully the next game, and that's what we'll look forward to.
The next visitors to Anfield are Manchester City.
Corner for Liverpool. Dalglish takes it and right across the goal. Up go the heads of the far post. It's fallen. Mulby heads it in again. Attempted overhead kick by Rush and blasted into the goal by Steve McMahon. Liverpool a goal up after 32 minutes. The pressure has paid off, and that could be an important goal for the Reds. Great flick by Dalglish. It's fallen to Mulby. Mulby gets it to Johnston. Johnston with a chance, driven across the goal. First time in by McMahon. Liverpool have the second goal, and that surely will seal it. Dalglish, Mulby, Johnston, incisive passing, the cross from Johnston, and there was McMahon to stab in his second and Liverpool's second, and that I'm sure will settle it.
It did. Liverpool are now league leaders, but only by 1 goal on goal difference from Everton. Craig Johnston makes sure of 3 more important points at Luton.
First time forward by Nicol, finds Dalglish. Dalglish is able to control and turn, flicks it inside again to Rush. Back comes Johnson, but it's free to Johnston, and Johnston has put Liverpool ahead. Great skills by Dalglish, forcing the ball inside. Rush tried to close on it very quickly. A good challenge back by Rob Johnson, but Johnson could only deflect it into the path of Craig Johnston, and Craig Johnston has scored a priceless goal for Liverpool after 16 minutes here at Kenilworth Road.
The title race turns dramatically on the night of Wednesday, April the 30th, with the 2 Merseyside rivals both facing tricky away assignments. Liverpool are at Leicester.
Dalglish now for Liverpool with room in which to move. Finds Ian Rush on the edge of the area. Takes it past one man. Oh, and Rush has hit it into the corner. It's there. A goal for Liverpool. Ian Rush, the man who's got it. Kenny Dalglish has set it up, and Ian Rush, ever so gently, has rolled it into the corner. Liverpool 1, Leicester 0. And it's Nicol who throws it infield to Dalglish. Dalglish clips it forward to Rush. Rush takes it down on his chest. Finds MacDonald. Good ball back across the Leicester area by MacDonald. Hooked clear, though, only as far as Nicol. Left-footed now, Nicol pushes it forward to Whelan. Whelan with a chance, flicks it over the top, and it's there! A goal for Liverpool. Ronnie Whelan has got the second. Lovely ball through, and there was Ronnie Whelan over the top of Andrews, and it's Leicester 0, Liverpool 2.
2 first-half goals which prove enough, and with news from Oxford that Everton have gone down to a late goal, it's a triumphant journey home for Kenny Dalglish's team. There's just one hurdle to overcome, and what a hurdle! Chelsea away on the last Saturday of the season, with the knowledge that should Chelsea win, then either Everton or West Ham could yet win the championship. Alan Hampson.
The lads have got to go there and show a lot of commitment. I mean, Chelsea isn't the easiest place in the world to go and win. We've got a bad record in there apart from a win this season in the Cup, and the pitch I don't think will be to our liking either. Having said that, it's all in their own hands there, and just hopefully we can go and get a result.
I think ever since the results came through on Wednesday night, people have been saying, well, Liverpool are the last team who will allow this sort of opportunity to get away from them.
Well, that's easily said. I mean, if the game had been at home, I think we would have been certainties to win the championship, but away from home it's different. Chelsea are a good team. We've got a lot of great players, and it's going to be tough, and the championship isn't finished yet for a long way. We had 1 or 2 sticky spells where we seemed to be losing our way a bit, but I mean, the championship's over 42 games, and it's the one with the most points at the end that wins the championship, and here we are, 85 points. I mean, the number of times that we've won the championship with 3 points, I think it's 3 times, and I don't think we've beaten 85 points, so that must go for something. We've got a chance of making it 88 points. We've scored more goals than anybody else in the first division, so we must be doing something right.
So, the last Saturday of the season, the league championship is there. You're 1 game away from the title. You're 2 games away from the double. It's quite a thought.
Yeah, well, it's nice to think about it, but at the same time we could end up with nothing, so nobody's counting the chickens here. Obviously, I'll think about league championships when I've got the medal in my hand, and the same with the FA Cup.
Not many people have the power to convert a dream to reality. One who does is Kenny Dalglish.
Whelan tries to drive the ball back in again. It's played by Beglin to Dalglish. Chance for Dalglish, who has scored for Liverpool. Kenny Dalglish has scored for Liverpool. He brought the ball down on his chest in the penalty area, just on the left-hand side of the goal, and volleyed the ball into the back of the net past Godden. And the celebrations have already begun. Away to my left-hand side, Kenny Dalglish, the Liverpool player-manager, may have put Liverpool on the road to the championship.
And with assistance from a defence which hardly gives Chelsea's attack a glimpse of goal, that goal is indeed the winner.
That's the Roar. That's Liverpool. A record 16th league title, the 8th in the last 11 years. The goal scored by their player-manager Kenny Dalglish after just 23 minutes. And remember, a select group of 7 men who've won championship medals as players and then won championship titles as managers. They're a very select group. Not many. Great names. Ted Drake and Bill Nicholson and Alf Ramsey and Joe Mercer and Dave Mackay and Bob Paisley and Howard Kendall and now Kenny Dalglish.
In the dressing room, the Liverpool F.C. chairman, Mr. John Smith, has warm words of congratulation for the manager.
When we decided, after conferring with our board, that we should offer him the job of player/manager, we felt in our own hearts that he was the man who, after 9 or 10 years of experience with Liverpool Football Club, would make a first-class manager. He's a modest man. He has a tremendous knowledge of the game. And more than anything else, he sets a very high example because of his modesty and ability. And we're delighted with him.
Ian Rush, congratulations. Another championship medal for you, and the celebrations going on here in the dressing room. A marvellous season for you in the end, when at one time I think a lot of people were thinking, well, perhaps Liverpool aren't going to do it this season.
I think a lot of people thought that. The lads battled away, I think, around Christmas time. Everyone said, oh, Liverpool not the side they were, but we just kept on battling away, and I think the lads are more pleased for the manager than anyone else, because he's kept us going. And I thought that at the end of the day, you know, when people thought we got no chance and all that, he just says, keep going until it's impossible that you can't win a title. and it's proved it now. We've won 34 or 36 points, and I think at the end we deserve to be champions.
Can you put your finger on the sort of respect that the players do have for the manager? Because it must have been awfully difficult for him and for you to adjust to a player who's moved from the dressing room into the manager's chair.
Oh, well, of course it's difficult, but he's done it absolutely brilliantly. I think you can go out there, and when you train with him, you can have a joke with him, you can take the mickey out of him, but when you get off the pitch and you get in there, then we respect him as a manager. He wants to be treated as a manager, and if you say anything to him, then he'll pull you up straight away. So he's learned to mix the two together, and once he's done that, I think the lads have got respect for him as a player anyway, because the lads felt that when he wasn't playing, the lads thought they should have been playing anyway. So when he's come into the side, he's just proved everyone right.
Bruce Grobbelaar just getting ready to get changed in one thing or another. Bruce, you must be delighted with the way the season's gone after taking some personal criticism as well as the team taking some criticism earlier in the season.
Well, the boss has taken some criticism, and partially because it was the criticism I was getting. You don't worry about it, you just carry on, try and play the game to the best of your ability, and in the end it might all come right. It's come right now.
The team and everybody ticking right at the end of the season at the right time.
Well, of course, you just play your game the way that you've been taught at Liverpool, and you just hope it comes out. All I like about it is because they always pick on one person, and they like to pick on me. So to the boys who have written about me all the season, cheerio, I've got another championship, number 4 in 5 seasons. Not a bad, eh?
In the 23rd minute, when Kenny Dalglish scored his 7th goal of the season. Doesn't seem many, but it was pure goal for Liverpool. The player manager has won the championship, and Stamford Bridge loyally stand all round us. They are defeated. They applaud the victors. The final scoreline: Chelsea 0, Liverpool 1, and Liverpool are the champions.
Let's just take a run through the two teams for you. If you're just joining us, good afternoon. You're listening to BBC Radio Merseyside, coming to you live from Wembley Stadium, the 105th FA Cup final, Everton against Liverpool. This really is one to savour, one to remember, and let's hope one to enjoy. Now, the team news is that Liverpool are without Gary Gillespie, who has gone down with a stomach bug, which I understand he picked up from his 2 young children. So goodness knows when they'll get any pocket money again, but a terrible, terrible shame for Gary Gillespie. And Everton, their injury doubts have cleared up because Derek Mountfield has been past fit and plays. So Liverpool will have Bruce Grobbelaar at number 1. Number 2 will be Mark Lawrenson, who was a very relieved man indeed when his name was read out as part of the starting lineup. Jim Beglin 3, Steve Nicol 4, Ronnie Whelan 5, Alan Hansen the skipper, number 6, Kenny Dalglish, the manager, number 7, Craig Johnston, number 8, Ian Rush, number 9, Jan Molby, 10, Kevin MacDonald, 11, and the sub is Steve McMahon. Everton have Bobby Mims at 1, Gary Stevens at 2, Pat Van Den Houw at 3, Kevin Ratcliffe at 4, Derek Mountfield, number 5, Peter Reid is 6, Trevor Stephen is 7, Gary Lineker 8, Graham Sharp 9, Paul Bracewell 10, Kevin Sheedy 11, and the substitute is Adrian Heath, the man who really has made a name for himself as the goal-scoring super sub in the FA Cup by scoring 2 crucial FA Cup goals in the space of a week after coming off the bench in matches at Tottenham and Luton. The word from the tunnel is that the players are making their way out from the dressing rooms into the tunnel. Let's go down there and join Ray Stubbs.
Yes, indeed, the Liverpool team already just jumping up and down, waiting anxiously before they can make their grand entrance to Wembley. Now they're joined by the Everton players to come alongside them, and immediately both teams seem to want to get on with it. And the one big unanswered question: who will lead Liverpool out? Will it be Bob Paisley or will it be Kenny Dalglish? In fact, it's Kenny Dalglish that will lead the Reds out. Howard Kendall will take the forefront for the Everton, of course. They make their way forward. Bruce Grobbelaar in a very bright red cap. They're just going underneath the tarpaulin, and I estimate, Charles, in round about 4 or 5 seconds now, you'll hear a roar to rival anything.
Thanks very much indeed, Ray. So now all eyes are on the tunnel. The supporters know they're coming, and they do come now. Liverpool and Everton walk out together at the start of the 1986 FA Cup final, the 105th FA Cup final, and the first between the two Merseyside teams. The first time that the teams finishing first and second in the League Championship have got through to the Cup final. And fittingly, at this very moment, the sun comes from behind a cloud and beams down brightly on the red and white of Liverpool and the blue and white of Everton. And the two lines of players make their way up now onto the pitch, accompanied by the brass bands of the Grenadier, Coldstream, Scots and Irish Guards. A moment of history, a moment for the record books, as Howard Kendall and Kenny Dalglish lead out their teams. So the two captains toss up. Alan Robinson says that the teams are going to stay as they are, so both will be attacking the end with their respective supporters en masse in the second half of the game. The formalities are over. The cameramen race to all ends of the ground, and everything is more or less ready. A nice little note down in front of us. Steve McMahon and Adrian Heath shaking hands and putting their arms round one another and just having a little word as well as they come off the pitch. I wonder if one was saying to the other, hope you get on, and the other said, hope you get on as well. We shall see what is to be unravelled as the game proceeds. The pitch, I must say, looking at it now, the sun has gone in, looking in fairly poor condition for Wembley. It's badly cut up in the middle, especially in the centre circle, and away to the right-hand side as well, where Bruce Grobbelaar is in the goal, fielding a balloon which wafts across the field and bursting it. And away on the far side of the field, again there is a strip down that side about 4 or 5 yards wide, where the surface is very uneven indeed. Nevertheless, it's Wembley, it's the FA Cup final, and the players will not be worrying too much about that as Bruce Grobbelaar comes out and fields more balloons, and the referee in fact is delaying the kick-off while these big blue and white balloons are burst so that there's no distraction for the players. The whistle goes again because nobody heard it in the row, and the All Merseyside FA Cup final is underway. And Liverpool it is who gain possession first. The ball played Dalglish, right-hand side to Nicol. Nicol trying to set Johnson away down the right-hand side. Johnson onto the ball. Ratcliffe is with him. Tries to go past Ratcliffe. Good tackle by the Everton centre-half. Sheedy is there to mop up and send it down the field. Lawrence sends it back straight away. Johnson, who'd been the foremost Liverpool player, can't get back. And so the flag goes up on the far side of the field for offside and a free kick to Everton, which Kevin Ratcliffe takes and turns the ball back to Bobby Mims. So Bobby Mims getting a very early touch of the ball, and that will give him just a little bit of confidence. Kicks, but not very well, doesn't reach the halfway line. Whelan goes up for it, heads it into the air. The ball played forward, but to nobody in particular, and Gary Stevens is there, and he again plays the ball back to his goalkeeper Bobby Mims, for Bobby Mims to have another go. So Bobby Mims bounces this white ball once and then kicks it down the field, a much deeper one this time. Sharp goes up, wins it. Lineker tries to go on a run. Lawrenson is there. Reed picks it up, but then Whelan lobbing it forward towards Rush. Rush plays it inside, trying to find McDonald, but Bracewell is too good for him. Plays a good ball far side, just intercepted by Johnson, who hooks it right up into the air. A header inside, but then it's Whelan who clears downfield. Mountfield goes for it, Rush goes for it, Mountfield wins, loses control just a little bit, but then plays a good ball right side, but there's some sort of offence. I think it was offside, in fact perhaps against Ian Rush, and so it will be a free kick. It may have been pushing, it may have been off. Craig Johnson it is with the corner, blasted straight at Gary Lineker, who goes down like a tree felled by a lumberjack. Throw into Liverpool. Nicol crosses far side, header by Beglin, and Beglin heads well wide, but really that wasn't such a bad effort. Beglin was on the corner spot, on the penalty spot I should say, and it was a good chance really for him. In the end, I think a poor effort. Heads the ball right side. Craig Johnson thinks about going for it. Van den Houw wins it. Sheedy plays it forward, right-footed. Lineker on the run. Grobbelaar out of his penalty area, kicks it clear. Stephen looking for support, finds it from Stevens on the right-hand side. Grobbelaar is back in his goal. Left-footed cross from Stevens. Good one as well. That was a chance, because what happens was that Sharp went for it. He got goal side of Steve Nicol. Nicol shoved the boot out. Sharp went flying to the turf. It did look as though some sort of contact had been made, but the referee, Alan Robinson, says no. So Liverpool perhaps lucky to get away with it. 19 minutes of the game gone, 0-0, still looking for the breakthrough in the All Merseyside FA Cup final. Everton with Paul Bracewell inside right position, tackled by Whelan. The ball comes to Jim Beglin, and Beglin being challenged immediately by Trevor Stephen. Beglin does well, hoists the ball away downfield. Mountfield is there, plays the ball back into the middle looking for Lineker. Lineker thunders into Jan Molby and rebounds from him, and Liverpool have possession. Alan Hansen plays the ball across to the right flank, finds Craig Johnston, stooping header by Johnston. Can't do anything with it though. And Everton having a little period of ascendancy at the moment. It's Ratcliffe, plays the ball down the middle, again looking for Lineker, who goes down under a challenge by Hansen, holding his head. The referee waves play on. Hansen strolls away as if he's just walking the dog in the park on a Sunday. Lineker picks himself up, rubbing the side of his head, seems to be okay. Grobbelaar clears the ball away down, trying to get the Reds going again. Vanden Hauwe against Craig Johnston. The ball comes back to Johnston, now Dalglish touches it back to Molby. The ball is played forward, but that move by Liverpool breaks down. Forward from Everton, good ball by Reid. A chance here for Gary Lineker. The shot goes in and Grobbelaar saves it. Lineker again has scored for Everton. Gary Lineker. He got the second chance. He tried the first shot. It was turned aside, and Lineker moved in on it with 27 minutes of the game gone. And the man who's collected 2 priceless awards already this season, the Footballer of the Year, the Player of the Year, has chosen Wembley Stadium as the scene for his 40th goal of the season. Rush now for Liverpool. Short touch to Molby. Liverpool with plenty of people forward now if Molby can release it. He does. He finds Whelan on the left. Dalglish and Rush both forward. But Everton have the people back as Molby plays the ball into space. Nice ball too. Finds Rush. Can Rush get the cross in? He doesn't. He plays it back to Whelan. Whelan squares it to Molby. First time shot blocked by Bracewell. The ball squirts across the area. Comes to Dalglish. That pass intercepted with Johnston looking for it. But Sheedy moved in well. The linesman's flag is up. The referee allows play to continue. A little tangle between Sheedy and Kenny Dalglish over on that far side, and Mr. Robinson moves in, has a word with both players about just cooling it down and not letting things go over the top. And at the end of all that, it is a free kick to Everton for the offside, I think, against Craig Johnston. Mims takes it to Pat Vanden Hauwe. Playing time added on, and there's not going to be too much of that in this first half. Mims with a clearance, and there is the half-time whistle. And the Liverpool coaching duo of Ronnie Moran and Roy Evans are breaking all speed records to get to the dressing room. Bobby Mims is hastening off as well, but Moran and Evans are, I think, quite determined to be there and to have their say. Okay, so the second half of the FA Cup final just about to get underway, and once again to start us off, Graham Beecroft.
Yes, all we're waiting for is the mass bands of the guards to go off the pitch. Bruce Grobbelaar jumping up and down behind them. The last few soldiers leaving the field as the Liverpool and Everton trainers' bench begins to fill up again. Mr. Robinson making sure everybody is off the pitch before he blows the whistle for the second 45 minutes in the All Merseyside FA Cup final. Try and hit it, I think. Sheedy does bend one. Grobbelaar goes for it, slips under his arms. And by Jove, it's a good job for Liverpool that ball was wide of the post, because Grobbelaar went down on it a little bit late, never really looked as though he was going to hold it, and the ball slithered underneath his arms and went past the post for a corner to Everton. Far side of the field. Again, it's Sheedy who is going to take it for Everton. Left-footed, curls it in towards the front post. McDonald is there. He heads it straight back out again for another corner kick to Everton. Left footer Sheedy. Grobbelaar comes. Molby heads away. It's to Reid. Back again to Sheedy. High one now, looping into the middle. Grobbelaar comes for it, misses it completely. Lawrenson is near the post, clears it away. Mountfield chases out to the left-hand side, plays it back to Bracewell. Bracewell drifts another one in towards the far post, sharp underneath it. Gets in a header. The ball bounces down. Nobody picks it up. Grobbelaar goes for it, scoops it away. Bedlam is there, an awful hash of it. Reid in as well, trying to win it. And almost a fight between Jim Beglin and Bruce Grobbelaar. Well, I don't think I've seen that in the Liverpool team for a long time. Dalglish, I noticed, just while the ball was running out for that throw-in, just saying, calm down, let's not go wild. Kevin McDonald saying, come on, let's get involved a little bit more, because it's Everton at the moment who are looking much, much the better side, and Liverpool who aren't really creating anything in midfield and getting the ball forward to Dalglish and Rush. Nicol wins a challenge. Johnson goes down. Vanden Hauwe plays it forward. Lineker is on the run. Hansen is back. This time it's back to the Liverpool goalkeeper. Just for a moment again, though, Gary Lineker going forward and looking as though he might have the beating of the Liverpool defence. Mark Lawrenson dribbling it out, gets into all sorts of trouble though, as he's harassed by 3 Everton players. Played to Beglin, who drives it forward. Mountfield is there. Dalglish challenges him, but Mountfield does well to play it to Stevens, who does badly to give it to Whelan. Molby coming forward now, plays the ball forward, Rush in the area, goes past Mims, shoots, it's a goal! Ian Rush has equalised for Liverpool. The man who scored the 2 goals against Southampton, which gave Liverpool the final place, has pounced on an error this time by the Everton defence. The ball played forward, he was onto it, past Mims, and he hooked the ball left-footed over the line. It's 1-1 in the All Merseyside Cup final. Well, they say about Ian Rush that when he scores, Liverpool never lose, but the ball is breaking in the penalty area for Lineker as the free kick is played forward, but it just goes a little bit too far for Gary Lineker, as Mark Lawrenson was there, and goes through to Bruce Grobbelaar, who then kicks forward. Dalglish controls inside the Everton half, shields the ball well, checks inside. Nice skills from the Liverpool player manager. Plays it forward to McDonald. McDonald avoids the tackle of Sheedy. Plays it left-footed far side of the field to Whelan, who lets the ball come all the way to him, tight on the far side. Stevens slips, the ball played inside by Whelan, but McDonald was never going to get to that one, and Mountfield clears it downfield. Great battling though by Graham Sharp, almost wins it, just won back by Whelan. Molby is there, Sharp comes into challenge, forward towards Craig Johnson on the right. Steve Nicol comes up in support, plays the ball inside, but Johnson, who'd fallen down, had got up and wasn't ready for the pass which Nicol played to him, and so Everton pick it up. Reid in the centre of midfield, right side to Stephen, back to Stevens, halfway line, far side of the field for Everton. Stevens with the ball again and plays it high forward. Hansen is underneath it, Lineker going forward. Lineker almost got there again. Grobbelaar is out of the goal. Header coming in from Sharp as Hansen tried to clear it. The clearance went straight to Sharp. Grobbelaar was out of his goal. Sharp put in an excellent header, which almost beat Grobbelaar, who was backpedaling furiously, tipped the ball over the crossbar. Kevin McDonald deep along the Liverpool back line, leaves the ball for Lawrenson to take the free kick to Beglin, who plays it forward left-footed, plays it down the left-hand side for Rush. Rush gets in front of Mountfield. Rush now playing the ball inside to Molby, inside the penalty area. Molby trying to take a pass. Stevens, chance for Johnson! Johnson scored for Liverpool! Craig Johnson from Jan Molby's pass, and Everton's game has turned upside down in the space of 5 minutes. It's Craig Johnson who turned it in. Dalglish might have got to it. It broke to the far side. Johnson was there. Mims was drawn out of position by the cross, and the ball was played into an empty net. And Liverpool, who haven't really put the game together from the first 7 or 8 minutes, are now leading by 2 goals to 1.
Substitution is going to be made. It's Adrian Heath who is going to come on, obviously, and Gary Stevens, the man who is going off. Remember at Goodison Park this season when Everton were 3-0 down at half-time and Howard Kendall made an equally positive substitution, threw on Heath, took off a defender, and Everton roared right back into it to make it 3-2, and Liverpool then were hanging on at the death. It really is much as Liverpool were just before half-time, in need of a lift, and they got one from nowhere. Perhaps the same thing will happen for Everton, as Johnston plays the ball across the Everton penalty area. Vanden Hauwe is there, sets up Reid, away comes Reid, loses it though to Whelan. Now could Whelan launch a strike from here? Rush wants the ball playing to the left, gets it now on his left foot. Vanden Hauwe's over there covering. Everton get people back quickly. Now it's Dalglish, edge of the box. Now it's Molby, edge of the box. Can he get in a shot? He might, he must, he does! It's blocked by Mims. Good save that by the Everton goalkeeper. And Bracewell brings the ball clear. Bracewell now launching an Everton counter strike, but that was good work by Liverpool, and a thumping shot by Molby. So Heath for Everton in the centre circle. He'll be aware of that as much as anyone. Finds Stephen, back to Vanden Hauwe. Forward to little Heath, who turns Hansen and plays the ball forward. Nice work that by Heath. Finds Stephen, now the chance possibly here for Everton. Cross to the far post, they all go up, and Lawrence and Johnston in fact got the touch, but the ball I think was over the line anyway, so it won't be the corner that Everton want. It'll be a goal kick to Liverpool, and although there's only 1 goal in it, I would think Liverpool must be feeling pretty happy at the moment. Bruce Grobbelaar kicking the ball upfield, caught a little bit by the wind, fades away. Sheedy and Johnston challenge. The ball's cleared into touch by Craig Johnston, and in fact goes into a group of supporters down just behind the fences there. A few banners waving down below me. Gentleman with a large blue and white flag. Throw in taken by Ratcliffe. Comes to Sheedy, gets away from Johnson, sells the dummy. Molby buys it. Away goes Sheedy, floats the ball across towards the right. cleared by Beglin with his head. And now Whelan for Liverpool. Whelan finding Johnston, twists in mid-air and heads the ball on to Rush. Rush along the ground to Mulby. Mulby, oh, that's a good ball. And away goes Whelan. Oceans of space now. A blue balloon in the way, but Whelan goes past it. Dalglish makes a run, and Whelan chips the ball to Rush. Good chance here for Liverpool. It's there! That's it! That, surely, is the double for Liverpool. Ian Rush turns away to the supporters on this side of the ground, blows kisses to the crowd. Craig Johnston comes and jumps on his shoulders. Jan Mulby hugs him, and the Liverpool players and supporters are celebrating here at Wembley Stadium because Ian Rush, with 7 minutes left to play in the 1986 Cup Final, has scored his second goal to make the scoreline. Everton 1, Liverpool 3, and Liverpool now surely are heading into the history books with the league and cup double. It'll be an amazing achievement if Everton deny it now, but of course we do still have enough time for 2 goals to be scored. So Rush, the scorer of 2 goals this afternoon, he really has had his usual impact on the big occasion, has Ian Rush, and all credit to Whelan for the way that he set that move going. It's Craig Johnston, finds Jan Mulby. Mulby plays the ball to Steve Nicol, challenged immediately by Reid, and Nicol turns with a glare on his face. Reid turns away, a foul by the Everton player. A free kick to Liverpool. Ronnie Moran is up on his feet. Bob Paisley down there on the bench, just clapping his hands, exhorting them to take it easy, just get on with things and keep it calm and controlled. Stephen for Everton, deep in his own half, finds Vanden Hauwe. Vanden Hauwe back to Trevor Stephen on the right-hand side. Stephen playing the ball long. Sharp goes across, nods the ball back, finds Adrian Heath. Heath back to Graham Sharp. Can Everton conjure up something here? Sharp right-hand side, floats the ball in, and Grobbelaar holds it safely with Lineker waiting. Huge roar from the Liverpool supporters. Grobbelaar on the edge of his 6-yard box. Scoreboard behind him reads Everton 1, Lineker, Liverpool 3, Rush 2, and Johnston the scorers. Dalglish misses his kick there inside the Everton half. Comes to Sheedy. Sheedy left foot ball, finds Sharp, back to Heath, first time ball, good one too. Something possibly on here for Trevor Stephen, clips the ball back, it won't come to Lineker. Diving header away by Nicol, but Stephen comes racing back to get there first, but he's given it away to Rush. He should have given it short to Bracewell. It's gone to Rush instead, and that chance for Everton is gone as Whelan clips the ball back to Grobbelaar. Reid now playing the ball right-footed wide towards this side of the field to Graham Sharp. Sharp back to Kevin Sheedy. Heath makes a run. Sheedy can't get the ball under control quickly enough, and Johnson comes back, takes the ball away from him. We're in the last minute of the cup final. Throw into Everton taken by Sharp, picked up by Reid. Now it's Heath. Heath playing the ball across wide towards the right-hand side of the field to Trevor Stephen. Stephen cuts in field. Still Stephen running across the edge of the Liverpool penalty area. Nothing at all on for him. Eventually plays it back to Reid, who allows it to slip past him. It comes to Ratcliffe. I think Everton must realise that they're going through the motions now, because that move breaks down. And forward come Liverpool with Dalglish. Dalglish setting up Rush. McDonald's free inside. This could be a great chance for a further goal. Rush forward towards Dalglish, but McDonald has stopped running. And Reid gets back there just to save Everton the indignity of conceding a 4th goal. We're on 90 minutes now, according to my watch, as the supporters of Liverpool begin to whistle for full time and Everton attack. And Heath, who hasn't been able to work a miracle this time, cuts the ball back, but is blocked by Lawrenson, and it goes behind for a corner kick. So a corner to Everton in injury time. I think they're going to need a little bit more than that, but who knows. Heath is over there. Sharp waiting by the near post. Corner's been taken quickly, comes back to Heath. Heath now to Bracewell, sets it up, chips it in, right-footed. Grobbelaar comes out. Oh, good catch by Bruce Grobbelaar. A one-handed catch, and with an expression of disdain, just bowls the ball out to set Liverpool going again with Hansen. Hansen, long ball by him from the right. Bounces outside the area, danger here for Everton, and Mims keeps cool, hooks the ball away with his left foot onto the head of Mulby. Mulby plays the ball back to Grobbelaar, who comes out towards the edge of his area. A minute gone in injury time, and there can't be too much more. Liverpool in possession in the centre circle. Mulby plays it forward, rushes away from Ratcliffe against the goalkeeper. Good save by Mims. Left foot shot by Rush. That could have been the 4th as well. and Mims took off to his right and made a good save. And it's all rather slow now because they all know that time is up. The referee is checking with his linesman. Grobbelaar plays the ball across to Jim Beglin, the left-hand side, and the whistle blows, and the Red supporters are all on their feet because this is a notable moment in the history of English football. Liverpool Football Club have done the double. They've come here to Wembley Stadium. They went a goal down in the first half to Everton, but they came back and they kept fighting. The same spirit which carried them over 42 games to win the First Division Championship has brought them back in the space of 90 minutes today to win the FA Cup. Only the third time the Cup has ever been to Anfield, and it's the most cherished trophy. But not only the Cup, Liverpool have done the double, the Cup and League double. Only 4 teams have done it before, only 3 teams this century, and Kenny Dalglish in his first season as a manager, who would have predicted this? The players embrace in the centre circle. The Everton players are absolutely spent, but they're all going to shake hands with the Liverpool players. Tremendous scenes of joy in the Liverpool ranks. The reserves are all off the bench. Steve McMahon, the man who was substitute, was first out there to congratulate the rest of them. Nice to see John Walk out there as well, the man who's recovering from a broken leg. He's out there joining in too. And now the Everton reserves make their way out, as well as the Liverpool supporters salute their player manager with the chant of Dalglish. But one has to feel desperately, desperately sorry for those men in the blue and white shirts who've done so much and played so hard. They've had so many injuries this season of Everton. To finish second in the league and second in the FA Cup is so good, but so heartbreaking at the same time. And quite a few of those Everton players now are sitting on the turf. They can't believe it, empty-handed at the end of a season which promised so much. But it's Liverpool's day, it's Liverpool's season, and they're walking up towards the touchline now, and the FA Cup will be presented by Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Kent, in a few moments' time. And Alan Hansen now makes his way up the steps, and he's followed by Kenny Dalglish with Bruce Grobbelaar behind him, and Craig Johnston's there as well, Steve Nicol too, and Ronnie Whelan and Jim Beglin, Steve McMahon. These names are all in the roll of honour. Ian Rush is there, Mark Lawrenson, Kevin MacDonald and Jan Mulvey the last of all. And we can join Graham Beecroft.
Alan Hansen, the first skipper since 1971 to complete the double. And Hansen raises the cup at the end of the All-Merseyside FA Cup final and raises it again to another massive roar from the Liverpool supporters. What an achievement for him. What an achievement for Kenny Dalglish in his first season as manager. As the Liverpool players go through the royal box, Kenny Dalglish waves to relations in the stand. The rest of the players go up and get their medals. Craig Johnson, one of the goal scorers.